Hello! The HHS Office for Human Research Protections, or OHRP, made this video to help you learn more about protecting your privacy if you participate in research. Why do you need to know about privacy? Data security breaches have impacted millions of people. These breaches include events in which people's private information is disclosed without their permission. Sometimes this happens by accident, and sometimes it is the result of hacking or other criminal activity. It can happen to information held by your bank, internet provider, or hospital system, and it can happen in research too. If you're thinking about volunteering for a research study, you probably have questions about what being in the study would mean for you. You should talk to the researchers about how they plan to use and protect the information they collect about you. This is important because many research studies collect information that you'd normally want to keep private. Private information is information about you that you expect others don't normally have access to. Generally, your health information and medical records are private, and access to them is protected by laws and regulations. Also, you may want to keep something private because the information could be embarrassing. For example, that you like to binge on unhealthy snacks. In addition, some information may be sensitive. This is information that could put you at some risk of harm if other people were to learn about it. For example, if you have a history of illegal drug use, this would be sensitive information because it could cause you legal trouble or endanger your job. As a research volunteer, you may be willing to share certain information with researchers that you still don't want other people to know. The research team has a responsibility to protect your information, and they do this by following procedures to keep your information confidential. If you are thinking about joining a research study, you can ask researchers how they plan to protect your privacy and keep your information confidential. Researchers should have a plan to protect your information when they collect and use it for the research study, when they store it, and if they share it with other researchers. Let's think about this a little more. Protection when collecting your information. First, researchers can protect your privacy by collecting your information in a private setting, such as a private office, a medical exam room, or your home. This is even more important if researchers plan to ask you sensitive questions. Another way researchers protect your privacy is to collect your information anonymously. For example, they may ask you to answer questions on a computer or tablet without giving information that can identify you, like your name or address. This way, no one would know which answers belong to you. You can help protect your own information too. For example, if you are answering research questions on a computer, especially if you're using a public computer like at the library, check to make sure that no one can see what you are doing. You can also ask a librarian about secure settings on the computer. Make sure you log out and close the computer program when you're done. Protection when storing your information. Research information is commonly stored on computer systems protected by passwords, encryption, or other security measures. Passwords limit who can access the information. Encryption controls who can see your information by making it unreadable to people without permission to see it. Another common way researchers protect your information is by separating the information that can identify you from the research information you gave them. They then label your research information with a code or reference number. That way, researchers won't know what information is yours. In some studies, researchers might keep a list that links your identity to the code so they can contact you again if needed. In these cases, they protect the list by limiting access and keeping it separate from the research information. Protection when sharing your information beyond the research team. Information collected for one research study can be very useful for other research. For example, information collected to study the spread of COVID-19 could later be used by researchers to study which patients would be most likely to end up in the hospital. When researchers ask for your consent to participate in a research study, they should also tell you if they plan to use or share your information for future studies. If the information they share can identify you, they generally ask for your permission before they share it. You have a right to know how researchers are going to protect your privacy. If it is not clear, do not be afraid to ask. We hope this video helped you learn more about privacy during research participation. OHRP has created a website called About Research Participation to help you learn more about participating in research. The website has many helpful resources, including videos that cover topics such as informed consent for research and research with medical records and samples from medical care. We encourage you to check out the OHRP website at www.HHS.gov/about-research-participation to find other related resources.